So here we go, this is the access to the bridge. I had to leave the car in the road. There's no real parking because normally if you're walking across the bridge you don't need to park because you're walking, you're on foot, you haven't got a car. So this is our this is the access now to the Humber Bridge. A bit late to be doing it, but at least it's going to be cool. And I have to say, I've just driven over it. I've never driven over the, oh, this is my car, look. There we go. Now I've never driven over here in a car before, and I just drove over it. I've only ever driven a coach over here, and that's with the Essex Liverpool Reds, and that's ecstatic fun. So, got a cyclist coming towards us. This really is magnificent. So you can get a bit closer to it. When it was built, the longest suspension bridge in the world, and it held that record for 16 years. That's not bad. That isn't a bad thing. Got a lovely view of the surrounding stuff down there. Nice field full of cows and stuff. And we've got this, it's really quite beautiful actually. That's quite nice. So we've got got my car keys in my hand. I better not drop them, because if they go through the railings it's going to be a frogman job. Although my car is probably not that worth that much. It would cost more to pay a frogman than it would to buy a new car, another car. So we're not even on the bridge yet. And this nice lady told me I was going to walk from where I originally parked, which was about a mile away. But a nice lady told me where to come, and that's where I have come. And I've parked more or less at the bottom of the slope. There they are, bless. Massive, great mass of concrete anchors. I should imagine that's where we are now. It's probably more or less completely solid concrete, because we've got these amazing concrete things. Wow, look at this, up close and personal. So this is part of the anchorage system that holds this thing. I don't know if the video is going to do this justice. So this basically, that is pulling on there, pulling on that cable. So these anchors the cables come down there, and they are so you can imagine the strain that's under, because you know how the suspension bridge works. It pulls on this, and it's like goes over the two things, and that is it's unbelievable. It's about 3 feet thick. It's about 3 feet thick, that thing. So nearly got run over. Got to be careful you don't get run over by cyclists. And we got the lovely supports there. I would not want to go up there and maintain this at all. Look at that, nice walkway along there. I better remember to keep to one side, because there's quite a few cyclists come over here, and so I really don't want to fall foul of them or upset them to get in their way or anything, so I'll keep over to the left, and then they can budge around me should they need to. Yeah, I had it in my mind to do this. I don't know why. It was just something that appeared in my head after walking over the Orwell Bridge. I thought, which bridge can I do next? Maybe I'll do the bridges in Newcastle. That'd be fun. The Tyne Bridge, I'm sure you can walk over that one. Severn Bridge, I think you can walk over at least one of them, probably both. And I can't think of any other bridges. There are a few. Oh, the Forth Bridge, the Forth Road Bridge, Forth Rail Bridge, you can't. And the the bridge that links to Dundee. Can't think of the name of it. Can't think of the name of it to save me life, mate. So yes, as I say, when it was built, this wonderful bridge held the record for being the longest suspension bridge in the world, or as Clarkson would say, in the world. And 16 years it held that title for. So yeah, remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And I'll tell you what, it's tiring holding this camera out at arm's length. I have to get a GoPro. There's one thing that's better about this bridge than the Orwell Bridge, and that is that the roadway is a fair way away. You're about 20 feet away from here, from the roadway here, and it's also a lot quieter. I suppose that's because with the Orwell Bridge, these were concrete, and they would have bounced the sound back off again, and you would have been befuddled in sound. But this is a bit more open. The roadway is higher, as you can see, so that roadway is about my sort of chest height. And we're not even over the first tower yet. I think being in the middle, I'm going to be frightened. So we have, as you can see, we come a fair way, because much of the bridge is on the land, as it were. Has got to make room for the cables. But got a wonderful view of the Humber. There we go. That is quite nice. Sorry about the wind noise. There's not much I can do about that, because it's going to be windy, isn't it? Let's face it. We're halfway out in the middle of an estuary. Oh, it will be in a minute. Look at that. Oh my God. And that is absolutely And we've got expansion joint. So you have an expansion joint here. So that moves. When the bridge expands, this joint moves, and you can see that it does move, look, because you've got the evidence of the well, the movement. You can see where it's scratched. This is all designed to, it has to move, it has to breathe. So there we are. Two actually, one for each side. Hiya. So we've got two expansion joints either side of the concrete pillars. So this is the other expansion joint. So we just looked at the other one. There you go. So they're solid, they're immovable, but the bridge itself, the bridge deck, does move when it expands. And this is the maintenance thing. Look at that. That rolls on those rollers so that a man can go underneath and inspect Yeah, I'm not the only one doing this walk. That's a bit of a... I thought I'd be the only one on it. It's been actually quite busy. Especially for cyclists. I've seen about 4 or 5. Well, I'm sure when I came over here that was a 50 limit. If they're doing 50, I'm a monkey's uncle. So you see these little bobbly things on the wires. They are to stop, they're to stop vibration. They're to stop resonance in the wires. They're sort of counterweights. There's some more higher up, and they stop the wires from resonating with vibrations. Because it can, if it gets too bad, it can be a bit of a problem. It's got these remarkable wire barriers, and if anyone's ever seen those work, even with a big vehicle, they're really effective, because you're not going to want to go over the side of this. Apparently, if you own a Humber car, it's free toll, you don't pay. No, of course not. Of course you pay. Just thought I'd say it, that's all. This is quite... As you can see, we're quite a way in, but we're still not at the top, at the midpoint, as it were. So we are now, I'd say, we're now midpoint, I would reckon. We're halfway now, so we're equidistant between that end and that end. So we are now, there we go, look at that. We're almost at the end. We've come, that's the southern side, that's the northern side, and we're almost at the northern pier. So that's been good fun. This is actually quite pretty, look at that. That looks like some kind of country park or some such. They got the access road. No, I don't think that's the access road actually, that is the one of the roads that goes under the bridge. We've got the semblance of a sunset over there. It's trying, it really is trying, isn't it? That's not to be. You can see though from this, can't you, that there would be some stunning sunsets. We've got nice sort of light coming in now, the evening light, so it's quite pretty really. We've just got to almost get into the, well, we're not almost, there's a little while away yet, the second pillar, the southernmost pier, if you like, pillar. I don't think that's the right name for it, is it? Tower, the southernmost tower, that's it. So you've got a little bit of a way to go, but you can see the light all around is rather, oh well, we are actually, look, if we go behind, we are actually getting the start of a nice sunset. So we'll see. That's been totally exhilarating. It really has been fun. It's been a good I'm worn out though, and I've just realised I'm trying to think. No, I have not eaten a thing yet. All today I've not eaten anything. I've had drink, I've not eaten anything. So I'm getting fairly hungry. I have got reserves of fat. I'm not going to suddenly sort of keel over, but I'm sort of starting to feel a bit woo-wee. So I think fish and chips is in order or something like fancy fish and chips. Either that or ham, egg and chips maybe in a pub. That would be nice. I might treat myself and then undo all the good that I've done by walking over this bridge and back again. I may even walk backwards. There we go. They allow you to walk backwards over the bridge if you want to. They just think you're an idiot. It's just something I wanted to do. I just fancy doing it. It's nothing new though, I don't think, by looking at people, because I've seen a couple of families on bikes. So it's obviously something a family does. I mean, what a great thing to do if you live in Hull or you live on the other side, you know, and you've got a family. Come along here, you're not in the road. Nice ride over the bridge, nice bit of fresh air, build up an appetite. Very nice. So we would have the people that commute, obviously. Ideal if you've got a bike, or even if some people might even walk it. I've not seen so many walkers as bikes, so there's a fair few bikes, not so many walkers. I think a rather good afternoon. If only the sat-nav had taken me directly to here rather than taken me all around the houses. I thought it was strange when I saw signs for the M62. I thought I should be seeing signs for the A15. But the trouble is, and it's one thing you should never ever do, and I did it. I blindly followed the sat-nav. I just did everything it told me to. If it had told me to drive off a cliff, I probably would have done. So I blindly followed the sat-nav and ended up going about an extra 50 miles, because I'm sure that said 140 miles last night when I looked it up, and then it said today it was 200. So so there we are. That was quite annoying, but what can you do, eh? What can you do? All you can do is laugh it off. It's blowing up a bit. It's blowing up a little bit. Oh, it's calmed down now, suddenly calmed down. But it was blowing up. We've got some sun rays over there, look. You see them? Do you know what? I bet as soon as I'm off this bridge and I'm heading back to get something to eat, I bet that sun suddenly jonks out from behind the clouds and there's a beautiful sunset. You can see the rays coming down there in the distance. Look at that. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, isn't it? As sure as eggs is eggs. So it's been a fantastic journey. Rather, it's not as exciting as the Orwell Bridge, because the Orwell Bridge was noisy. You're fairly near the traffic, but it's still great. I can say I've walked across the Humber Bridge and back again and lived to tell the tale. Well, hopefully I'm not over yet. I'm not there yet, so we'll see. So when you're doing this, you realise why, when they make films and documentaries, why they have so many people. You think, why do they need all these people? And then you try and film something yourself and you realise why. There's the best boy, key grip, the I don't know, they're all called different names, aren't they? And they've all a very important role to function, to perform. This is why when you watch something on the TV, it always looks really polished, and when you're watching this, it's just like I'm holding a camcorder in front of my face. Which I am. Very exciting part now. We're coming up to the other anchorage point. Anchor down in Anchorage. There we go. Just past the southernmost anchor things. Concrete block things. They're all angled backwards as well. They're all angled. That's obviously so that they're, you know, angled with the right pull on them. So, this is emergency access place. There we go. So this must be some kind of vehicular access too, for emergency police cars if there's a jam on the bridge or something, I suppose. You've got to go down these stairs. Well, that was fun. Legs are aching a bit, but not too bad. Not too bad. And we've lost the wind noise now as well, so that's where we've just come. So we've just come down from. Quite peaceful here, actually. There's little walks as well. It's another little walk up here. Or is it? No, I think that's private. Yeah, that's private. There we are. Just behind me there. I think that's private. Yeah. I got another nice view of the bridge. There we are. The spectacular Humber Bridge. There we go. Absolutely wonderful. And the massive, massive supports. I think that is more or less solid concrete, I believe, where it's anchored into the ground. And those big monoliths leaning backwards will be leaning backwards in the same way that men are leaning backwards in a tug of war. So it just, there's the extra weight of them pulling towards us, as in men with a tug of war. So there we have it, our walk over the Humber Bridge. I nearly keep saying Orwell Bridge. I've got Orwell Bridge in my head. Get Orwell Bridge out of your head. The walk over the Humber Bridge, quite exhilarating. I should think it would be extra exhilarating if it were a windy day. It's quite calm today, but it's still a bit windy up there, obviously. What can I say? Very enjoyable. I've done it now, so I don't think I'll come and do it again. I wouldn't mind cycling over it. As I say, there are a few families I saw, a couple of families, 2 or 3, cycling over the bridge. Must be a great fun thing to do. Why not? Cycle over the bridge, get some fresh air, and build up an appetite, which is what I've done. So I'll bid you farewell and see you soon.